Hello friends, my name is Claire and welcome to my model vlog. This is New York City part 2 because we came here last month and decided it was not long enough. So this is me driving to Boston to go meet with Charlotte, but of course I had to have a coffee first, which made me regret my life because then I had to pee really, really bad. I ordered these heart-shaped sunglasses, which just really made my day, and then we made our way over to somewhere in Massachusetts to meet our lovely friend Mia, and I was super excited because Mia and Charlotte got to meet each other, and my favorite hobby is making sure that all of my friends know my other friends, and then they also become friends, and then I just have a giant group of girlies who all love and adore each other because I just think that having girlfriends is like the best thing ever. And so it was also really great because Charlotte assisted during the shoot and took a bunch of behind the scenes, which was super nice. Anyway, so we started off with look 1 and 2. Look 1 I didn't film because it was a really short project for Mia's school. And then we headed over to Mia's old high school, which gave all of us deja vu. It was a very strange feeling. I always forget that I'm like an actual adult, no longer a child and no longer in high school. So being back on a school campus was a very interesting feeling because I just really trusted us to not mess anything up. We had this entire theater to ourselves to shoot with, which was great, and we were not supervised at all. So that meant that we were general silly selves, and this is Charlotte and Mia goofing off. They're so freaking cute. Look at them. Yes, theater background and dance background girlies. Yeah, we had a lot of fun playing around with the lighting, and then I was basically testing the limits of every single muscle in my body by trying not to fall on my face and balancing, which was great. It was not comfortable at all, but I just sort of gaslit myself, and I was like, everything is fine, even though like every single muscle was screaming, but it turned out really cool. I'm really excited for these photos, and if you don't follow me on Instagram, I'm restarting my bucket list, and this is part of my shoot bucket list. Basically, I want to just like consolidate all of my content into like one sort of like niche while still being able to film and do everything that like I want to do. Anyways, I was dying this entire time because it felt very Lana Del Rey, and Charlotte got a bunch of behind the scenes, which was super nice. If you know me, I'm a huge Lana Del Rey girly, and I was just really excited because I wanted to shoot in a theater for definitely over a year, and so finally being able to get to do it was such a treat. And then Charlotte and I went to go get like a very early dinner, late lunch, and then we started driving to New York City. We actually left a day earlier than we thought we were going to spend the night at our friend Natalie's, who we hadn't met in person before, but I've been following Natalie for about 3 years on Instagram, and so it was really nice of her to offer her apartment so we could get a couple more shoot looks in. And so we started off by going to Coney Island really early in the morning, and I was dying because these kids were so freaking cute. And it was also great because Charlotte drove, and we were super spoiled this entire trip by having multiple modes of transportation. I was really cold. I did not model at Coney Island. I decided to wait till we got to the second location because it was freezing this day. It was frigid. The wind was really cutting through the bone, but Charlotte and Natalie were troopers, and I was really happy we got to shoot this. And then we went to our Airbnb, which was, oh my god, so beautiful. Charlotte found this, so I cannot take any credit for it, and she did such a good job because it was gorgeous. It was also a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. This was in Brooklyn, and we had such a good space. I was freaking out the entire time because it was just so beautiful, and I was very inspired by the kitchen and the fireplace, and it was literally everything that I thought it would be and more. I got to film some videos with the kitchen, which I was really excited about because I am deprived of having adequate kitchen supplies and ambiance at my school, which just sucks. But yeah, we made heart-shaped pizzas, which will be on my Instagram eventually, and then we watched Thumbelina, which is a very traumatizing experience because Miss Girl got kidnapped so many times, and then we had to supplement with Barbie Life in the Dream House because Thumbelina made me sad. And then the next day we walked to the car. It was snowing, but we moved the car to the other side of the street for street sweeping, and then I was Chef Claire, and I made us avocado toast, and I was so happy this entire time because my job was being the cooking girl, and then Charlotte's job was being the transportation girl. and I took my responsibilities very seriously. I was vibing, and I always make better food when I'm cooking for other people. I tend to slack off a little bit when I'm cooking for myself. Like, I do enjoy cooking, but I don't want to brag too much, but in my personal opinion, I'm pretty sure I killed it. And so this is me making the TikTok avocado roses, and I sped it up a lot because they are a little bit time consuming, and it's also really hard with a teeny tiny avocado, but they were so cute. I was very proud of them. And then I was making the toast. I made the eggs. I like my eggs sunny side up and fried, but Charlotte wanted a scrambled egg, and then we were joking that I could make it into like different shapes, like a little pentagon or hexagon, but I was like, actually, I'm just going to give you a square and you're just going to deal with it. I'm so sorry, but it will taste really good. I pinky promise. And so I also sliced a strawberry really cute, and then I made our different eggs, did salt and pepper because that's basically all the spices I use, and then I plated it, and they turned out so cute, and I was very pleased, and the strawberries were delicious. And then we took our vehicle to go meet Ryan, who's super lovely, but we were like convulsing during the shoot because it was snowing, and we were in the trench coats and slip dresses, and it was so freaking cold. I don't think I was even coherent during the shoot because I was shaking so badly, but I was so excited that we did it, and he is freaking lovely. And we warmed up in the car, we drove back, and then I made cookies, and Charlotte likes cookie dough, so this is Charlotte eating cookie dough. I did not eat any cookie dough because eggs and such, but the cookies were delicious. And then we watched more movies, which was great, and it was very, very cozy. Charlotte got a message from her brand, and we were shopping while watching Ella Enchanted, which is one of the most wonderful, wonderful movies you can watch. And then we last minute went to an influencer event. This was my first official influencer event, and I was really excited because I found out about it the night before through one of my mutuals who I hadn't had the pleasure of meeting in person yet. So we dressed up, we headed over to Lush Shack Fancy, and it was literally the cutest thing ever. I enjoyed it so much, and I got to meet Rowan and a bunch of other girls that I've admired and followed for a really long time, and everybody was so sweet. I can't say enough nice things about it because everybody was so lovely and excited to chat with each other. And that's the one thing that I love about girls, because I think that girls just love to be excited with other girls and be kind, and we just have a lovely community, and it just makes me so pleased to be a woman. Who wouldn't want to be part of a community like that? And then I was Tipsy Claire, roaming around the streets of New York in my little black dress, and Charlotte documented Tipsy Claire, which was always a vibe. We got more wine, and then I went back and I made Gigi Hadid's pasta recipe, which is the spicy rigatoni. And the onions made me cry, so then I just ended up wearing these heart-shaped sunglasses the entire time, which did actually help a lot. I cried significantly less cutting those onions, and I was basically having the time of my life. Who doesn't love dressing up really, really cute and then making something really delicious for yourself and your friends, and then also having a little bit of Merlot, yeah, and this is definitely Tipsy Claire while cooking, but in my personal opinion, I think I did a really, really good job because I did not look at the recipe once. I made this all from my, there's Charlotte, I made this recipe from my head, so I was really happy about it. I think it turned out really good. Probably could have done a better job cutting those onions more evenly, but it's totally fine. It turned out delicious, and then we watched more movies. The next morning, we got up really early to go back to Natalie's, so I didn't do anything incredibly fancy because we ended up leaving at I want to say 7 a.m. to get to hers at 8. This is Pepsi Cola, and as a Lana Del Rey girly, I was so excited about that. And this shoot was a collaboration between Natalie, my friend Sarah, and then Charlotte and I. And the concept was Pretty When You Cry by Lana Del Rey, but in photography form. And I was super excited because Sarah is also a Lana Del Rey girly, and I also met her October 2021, and I haven't seen her in person since, and so I was really excited to be able to catch up with her. I think she's really talented. I will be putting everybody's social media in the caption of this video, and you definitely should go check her out. All of her videos and all of her content are amazing, and she's so talented. I mean, look at the makeup. And then look at the lighting in Natalie's apartment, and look at what she did, filter-wise. I thought it was so cool. And she also let us go through all of the photos, which was amazing. I love having lots of sneak peeks, and she did such a good job with the videography. Her movements are so incredible. It's a little bit glitchy on the computer, but oh my gosh. stunning. I was so excited about it. I felt like a little Lana Del Rey 70s queen, and we love having dramatic lighting. Sometimes I'm like iffy on direct sunlight, but oh my god, in this case, it was everything. I was just, not to put like too much of a pun, but I was floored. Anyways, and then we looked through more of the photos and more of the videos, and oh my goodness, I found out through this video that I have a hard time with like eye contact, but that's okay, something to work on. And then we took photos with Charlotte's camera, which was really fun. This was sort of like an impromptu shoot. We just used my RGB light and then played around, and they turned out amazing. And this Airbnb was so perfect for content. I honestly, one of my like favorite shots and like opportunities through this entire trip. And then I also got to be photographer Claire, which is super fun because I always have ideas for posing, and I really enjoyed being bossy. And then we shot with Natalie later on that day at a pool hall. I got a little scared because there was basically a ton of old men here, and then I felt that like they wouldn't let us play with the pool table because it was insanely busy. So we sort of did a little content switcheroo where we just like made do with like our surroundings, and they did end up letting us shoot inside, which was great, but we spent a good amount of time outside shooting with like the very retro old Hollywood lighting. And then I asked the host if we could shoot by the bar, and he said yes. So we found this corner because we were trying really hard not to be annoying. And I try not to be a nuisance when I'm like on my shoots, but also at the same time, like I do recognize like when I need to get things done. And this is Car Tipsy Claire because I had half an espresso martini, and then I got back, metabolized a little bit, and then had some red wine and pasta. And then we watched Everything Everywhere, which was really great. And then the next morning we made breakfast and then went through some photos, and I was really excited because Charlotte was teaching me how to do the mask tool on Lightroom, and I had never used that before, so yay to learning new skills. We went to lunch to go meet with one of my mutuals, Carly, and she's so lovely. I admire her so much. We basically just bonded the entire time, and I love girl chats. And then we went to go meet my friend Tommy, and we went back to our Airbnb to shoot a Lana Del Rey ultra-violence concept. If you guys can't tell, there's a recurring theme of Lana Del Rey in all of my work, and I was really excited because we got to play around with some lingerie, which I haven't shot too much of, but I was really excited about it because it was a lot of fun. And this is us just being generally silly and just vibing the entire time. We dressed up the area in our Airbnb with a mantle, and I think it turned out so cool. Tommy brought so many props, and the idea behind this was basically I was like the dead wife, and then Charlotte was the new wife, and I was jealous and trying to kill her. And then we went to a magazine event last minute with our friend Ryan, who we shot with 2 days before, and it was a lot of fun. We dressed up. We were joking that we were basically like Christmas colors. Everybody was so nice, and we got sushi after with Ryan, and we chatted a lot, and basically we're like, oh my goodness, this week has been so wonderful. Something bad has to happen because this week has been way too good to be real. And so I sort of joked that like maybe we were secretly the monster and it wasn't going to be people. And it turns out we were right because I was really stressed clear this entire day. It was super, super fun. I felt so bad that I was overwhelmed, but it was just because we had to move the car. It was St. Patrick's Day. There was no parking. We were almost late to the edge. And then I had like this one picnic idea that I wanted to do, and then it was just like not springtime enough in Central Park, and I was so tired, but it was all good because we got through that day. The next day we were leaving, but we got to go have brunch with Natalie and meet her friend, which was so great because breakfast was delicious, and I don't regret anything from this trip. I think that everything happens for a reason, and I am so, so happy that we got to do everything that we wanted to do, even if it didn't turn out exactly how we had anticipated. And so we really wanted to go to the botanical gardens because Charlotte adores orchids. And so I was really happy because this was like Charlotte's day, and I was just happy as a clown to tag along. And oh my goodness, you guys, it smelled so good in here. I want this scent bottled. It was like a mix between like white flowers and earth. Oh my god, it was like the best smelling dirt smell you ever smelled in your entire life. And it was gorgeous. And it was great. And honestly, I think I'm now like an orchid lover. Like I've always thought they were pretty, but now I am very influence to buy one. And we drove back, we got some lunch on the way back, and we also got coffee, which was great because I was tired Claire, and that was basically it. Thank you so much for watching. I did not film after this, and yeah, thanks for watching my vlog. Bye!